guardian angels getting performance reviews and struggling with modern technology. It sounds ridiculous, but that's exactly what makes this new film, Good Fortune, such a fascinating commentary on our times.
You know what's interesting about that premise? It perfectly captures how even divine intervention would probably get tangled up in corporate bureaucracy these days.
Well, just imagine Keanu Reeves as Gabriel, this low-ranking angel who's basically stuck doing the celestial equivalent of IT support, trying to save people from texting while driving. But like most entry-level workers, he's got much bigger aspirations.
So what happens when an angel decides to go off script with their divine duties?
Pure chaos, but in the most entertaining way possible. See, Gabriel spots this guy named Arge, played by Aziz Ansari, who's basically the poster child for the modern gig economy. We're talking about someone sleeping in his car, taking random jobs through an app called Task Sergeant, living that hustle culture life.
Sounds like a perfect representation of what nearly 36% of American workers are dealing with in the gig economy right now.
Exactly. And then you've got Seth Rogen playing Jeff, this ultra-wealthy tech guy who represents that top 1% we're always hearing about. So our well-meaning but completely incompetent angel decides to play cosmic matchmaker and boom, switches their entire lives.
Oh, wow. Talk about a social experiment. How does that play out?
Well, imagine going from standing in line for 2 hours to buy trendy cinnamon buns to suddenly having a mansion and more money than you know what to do with. But here's where it gets really interesting. Arge's girlfriend, Elena, played by Kiki Palmer, is this passionate labor activist trying to unionize their workplace.
Now that's what I call a relationship complication. Trying to fight for workers' rights while your partner suddenly becomes part of the system you're fighting against.
And that's exactly what makes this film so clever. It's using this supernatural premise to explore very real issues about class, wealth inequality, and how money changes relationships. But it never gets preachy because Keanu Reeves is there, bumbling through it all like the world's most well-intentioned but completely clueless angel.
You know, it's fascinating how they're using comedy to tackle such serious themes. How do they maintain that balance?
Through really smart writing and perfect timing. Like, there's this brilliant scene where Jeff, now broke, has to figure out public transportation for the first time. It's hilarious, but it also makes you think about how many basic life skills wealthy people never have to learn.
So it's kind of like Trading Places meets It's a Wonderful Life, but with a modern twist?
That's such a perfect comparison. But what makes it really special is how it captures our current moment. The wealth gap, the gig economy, corporate activism, all while having this bumbling angel accidentally creating chaos while trying to help.
Well, that certainly sounds more relevant than traditional guardian angel stories about helping people cross the street safely.
Right? And what's really fascinating is how they use Gabriel's corporate angel structure to comment on how even divine intervention would probably get bogged down in bureaucracy today. Like, imagine having to fill out celestial paperwork to justify why switching two people's entire lives counts as saving souls.
That's actually pretty profound when you think about it. Using supernatural elements to highlight very human systems and struggles.
And that's why this film works so well. It manages to be both incredibly silly and surprisingly insightful. It's like comfort food for your brain. Satisfying and sweet, but with just enough substance to make you think about your own life and choices.
So it sounds like the real message isn't just about wealth inequality, but about understanding different perspectives?
Exactly. And maybe that's what we all need right now. A reminder that even when things seem cosmically unfair, there might be some well-meaning but totally incompetent angel up there trying their best to help, even if they're probably just making things more complicated.
You know what? That's actually kind of comforting in a weird way.
Well, sometimes the most comforting thought is that even the divine might be just as confused by modern life as we are. And maybe that's okay. We're all just figuring it out as we go along, angels included. Good Fortune is charming and buoyant. It scores a 7.5 out of 10.
You've been listening to Movies First.
Available at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favourite podcast player. You can also stream on demand at Bytes.com.
This has been another quality podcast production from Bytes.com.